Hello everyone, good day. My name is Franklin and welcome to class today. This very day we'll be looking at a very unique operation in Excel, alright, and that is what we call data validation. And let's just stick with data validation for now. Let's do data validation, alright. So what is data validation? Data validation is what we use to give restriction to the data you can enter into a cell. Alright, it is used to restrict the entries into a particular cell or into a particular table or into a form. When you're filling a form or when you're requesting people to fill a form for you and you wouldn't want them to make mistakes, you want to restrict them to what you want them to fill for you, you can use cell validation. For instance, in your gender column you can restrict it to male and female, right? So you wouldn't have to say things like transgender, those that will leave it vacant, or those that just write anything. Alright, so that is what you do with cell validation. Alright, so let's see how this goes. So we want to validate this particular cell now, this branch manager's name cell, right? So once you click on the cell you want to validate, you first of all click on it, then you go to your data tab ribbon and then go to your data tools group and then click data validation. Once you click this, you will see three different options, right? The first one is settings, 2 is input message, and then 3 is error alert. So let's start with the settings. On the settings, the first space you see is the allow. What do you want to allow? It's usually in any value, right? But because you want to validate it, you want to restrict it, you click on the drop down and then choose list, right? Meaning that you want a particular list where the person filling this form will choose from. Then you go to source. Once you click on the source, you now go to where the list is. So let's click here where we have our list. Now you can see this list, a list of branch managers' names. Now you highlight all the names. Now highlighting all the names is good enough, and if you notice, once you highlight it, Excel picks the cells here, all of them, okay, and of course locks it for you. Now a smarter way of doing things is you highlight more cells. Reason being that in case you have more branches tomorrow, that means that you have more branch managers tomorrow. Once you type the name here, it becomes a part of that list even when you're done validating. So let's add more, and then you go back. Don't say okay yet. You go to input message. Now what will be the title of the message? You can say guide, right? And then what's the message proper? You can say pick names using drop down, full stop. You go to the next place, error alert. Error alert is for those who fail to heed to instruction. So what do you want to tell them? You say warning. You can also write warning at the title, and then what will the warning be? You can say stick to the guide provided, and then you can say okay. The cell is validated. Now look at the guide here telling you what to do. It's in guide, pick names using drop down, and this is drop down, so you can pick any of the branch manager's name, right? So that's it for data validation. Now let me show you something. The last name that we have there is Victor, right? Now let's go back and add another person. Let's assume we now have a new branch and we already have a branch manager. Let's assume the branch manager's name is let's say okay, there's Tunde already. Let's say Babatunde with a H, just in case there's another Babatunde. No, there's never H in Babatunde, so let's just say Babatunde with H. Alright, now let's go back and check if we have Babatunde here now. Let's see. You see Babatunde has been added. So that's why you need to be smart to highlight more than the cells or the names of these branch managers you have already. Okay, now let's go ahead. One other thing we want to do here is the lookup function with exact match, right? That's VLOOKUP with exact match. So what we want to achieve is a situation, let's remove this guy, where you can use VLOOKUP to summarize this report and present it in this branch managers report, branch managers performance report, right? So that any manager you pick, you see his or her year-to-date turnover, budget, variance, and remark. So you're presenting this report to your board of directors in your organization, right? So that's what we're trying to achieve. But then you have to validate the branch manager's name first, and that has been done. So let's go back and do one more thing, and that is to name this branch manager's table, right? So to name it, you highlight and then go to the name box, write the name. Let's call it BPM, branch manager's performance, and then you press enter. That validates the name. Sorry, let's highlight the entire table. Alright, so let's call it BMP1. Alright, so the name has been given. So we can now go back and finish up. Alright, so let's now use our VLOOKUP to retrieve the data. Let us also verify turnover is column 1, column 2, budget is 3, variance 4, remarks 5. So we are returning 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. Alright, so let's go and finish up. So we highlight all of them, and then we write our VLOOKUP function, equal sign VLOOKUP. The lookup value, of course, is any of the branch manager's name. You put your comma. Table array, of course, is the branch manager's BMP1. Okay, let's use BMP. BMP. That's it. Column index number. Use your curly bracket to return 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Close the curly bracket, and then you select your exact match, and then you close the function. You use Ctrl Shift Enter. So you can see You can pick any branch manager's name and then you have his details. You can now present the report. Let's see Tayo. So Tayo, look at what his turnover was, his budget, the variance, and what the remark he made a profit. So that is how to use VLOOKUP with exact match to present your reports. Okay, and of course using or adding the data validation. I believe this is clear. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned as more videos will certainly come your way. Thank you once again.